After 1 year of me having my Microlocs, I thought I had everything figured out until, yeah, I lost a lock. So in this video, I'll be sharing with you guys 5 things I've learned along this journey, even if I had to learn those lessons the hard way. So let's get into it. So number 1 is trust the process more than the mirror. So the beginning stages of your Microlocs are going to look a little bit questionable. They're going to look, especially if your hair is not super thick like mine, it's going to look kind of stringy. It's not going to look full at all. It's not going to look the way that you want it to look, but it's going to be a process. There's going to be days where you don't like the way your hair looks, and I've had plenty of those days, and you have to just find styles that work for you in the meantime while your journey is transitioning. I love a half up, half down hairstyle. I feel like this style has worked for me at every stage of my Microlocs. So this is one of my go-to styles for sure that I feel the most confident wearing. Your hair is going to go through a lot of different stages. So I'm going to insert some clips of how my hair looked at the beginning of my lock journey. As you can see, it's not the fullest, it's stringy. It doesn't look that good. And then you can see how it looks halfway through my journey at 6 months. And it's looking a little bit fuller. It's looking like it has a little bit more body. And this is where I'm at now. So this is 1 year. I'm going to include some footage of my hair down because I took a few shots of my hair down. This is my hair in this half up, half down. I really enjoy this style, like I said. This is what the back looks like. I'm really happy with my hair at this stage of my journey. Number 2, stop comparing your locks to everybody else's locks. Of course, when you get on social media and you're seeing other people's locks and the way that they're turning out, people start their locks differently. People have different grid patterns. There's so many different things that affect the way that locks come out. They have different hair textures. They have different hair densities. So your locks are going to look unique to you. And you have to be okay with your locks coming out the way that they come out. You can't try to make your locks look like somebody else's locks when y'all don't even have the same type of hair or hair texture or density. So I look at Instagram and TikTok and social media for inspiration on styles and things like that. But as far as comparing my actual locks to other people's, that's only going to discourage you whenever your locks aren't coming out the way that other people's look. Before I started my Microlocs, I would look at TikTok to see like how somebody's lock looked at the start versus 12 months of being on a lock journey. Everybody's locks look different. My locks look the way that they look on me. For example, you guys know that I had traditional locks before, and they never got thick. They never got full like other people's traditional locks because my hair texture is just not thick. So my locks never bulked up. So that just wasn't something that worked for me. And I feel like this Microloc style works a lot better for me with my hair type and texture because it is on the finer side, especially in certain sections. So the small locks make my hair look a lot fuller than it actually is. So I really like the Microlocs. But yeah, don't compare yourself to other people's locks because there's just no point. It's just going to discourage you whenever you have no way of finding somebody's page that has the exact hair texture and hair grid and everything the same as your hair. It's not going to be the same. So just take pictures, document your journey, look at your hair changing over time, and that's all you can really reference is your own hair. Number 3, perfect parts don't matter as much as healthy locks. So what I mean by this is that your lock grid is not going to look even all around your head if your hair texture is not the same throughout your head. So like I said, I have thinner sides and back of my hair. So those sections, I should have created thicker locks or thicker squares on my grid because the amount of hair that's going into the lock is a lot finer than in the center of my head. So I should have less locks around the perimeter and more locks in the center because of the thickness of those sections. And that's where I messed up. You know, I tried to make my grid super even in the same size square all around my head. And that's why one of my locks fell out. Because on the side of my hair, I can't make this grid as small as it is in the center because the hair is not thick. The hair on the side is a little bit thinner. So because of that, whenever I was retying my hair, it was making this section smaller and thinner, and the integrity of the lock at the root wasn't strong enough to hold the lock. The top was thin and the lock got really heavy for that piece. So it just fell out. I'm not too worried about it because I have so many locks that you can't really tell where the spot is that it fell out of. And then when it grows back, I may try to reattach it, or I just may just be like, whatever, it is what it is. But I'm gonna keep the lock just in case that I want to reattach it. I have family that has locks, and they've had times where their locks have either split off at the end, midway through, or even at the tip, and they've been able to reattach it. Or if not, it doesn't really affect the overall look of their lock. So I'm not too worried about it. Had I lost a whole section, I would have been more worried. But since it's just one lock, it is what it is. I learned my lesson. I think what I'm going to do moving forward on my next retie, if I come across sections that are a little bit weak, I'm going to try to combine them now with another lock next to it so I can save like that piece of my hair. I'd rather it be a bigger square and be strong rather than a smaller square and it just be weak and fall off. So on these side sections, next time I retie my hair, I'm definitely gonna combine them with some other ones to make sure that they're strong and that the integrity of my lock stays good for a longer period of time. So yeah, that's a big lesson that I learned. Number 4, tighter reties are not always better. So I think that's another reason why this lock fell off, because whenever I was doing my reties, I would go through and tie it as tight as possible until I couldn't tie it anymore. And that's what I felt like was a great retie. And that's not always the case. I feel like you should tighten it as much as you need to make it look neat, and then after that you should stop. I do the 4-point rotation for my locks. After I do that 4-point rotation, I should check in and see, okay, is that good? Should I stop there, or should I do one more after that? And then that should be enough. You shouldn't continuously go over and over and get it as tight as possible, because that does make your locks too tight and weak, and it could fall off. You could get tension alopecia. A lot of things could happen if you make your locks too tight. The retie should feel secure but not painfully tight, and that's something that I did deal with. I dealt with, like, after my reties, I had a lot of pain in my head. Like, it would be sore for a few days because I did it just way too tight. It should be secure but not too tight. This lock could not handle the tension of a super tight retie, and that's where I went wrong. It was too thin of a section and it was too tight. So don't make that mistake. A fresh look isn't worth damaging your locks. So definitely be careful with how tight you're doing your reties if you're doing them yourself. If you're going to somebody else to do your reties, amazing. I did my locks myself and I retie them myself. So I do have to be cautious of making sure that they're not too tight, but they are secure and they look neat. So watch out for that. Last but not least, number 5, my Microlocs taught me, let me put this down. Last but not least, my Microlocs taught me a lot of patience. You have to be patient with your Microlocs, and I have to be patient with a lot of other areas in my life as far as my growth and my development and the woman I'm becoming. So I think that starting my locks last year was the perfect timing for me to see what patience does, and that you can't rush your hair growing. You literally have to wait for your hair to grow. So it's like, things take time. My weight loss is going to take time. Me growing as a person is going to take time. Growth in all aspects of growth takes time. So patience is definitely a skill that I have had to develop over time. I'm an Aries. I have a lot of impatient qualities, and I like to rush things. I like to hurry up. You know, I have a sense of rush within me. So that is something that I'm trying to unlearn, rushing everything and feeling like I'm running out of time and things like that, blah, blah, blah. So patience is definitely something that my locks are teaching me. I am excited to see, like, throughout my journey what my locks are going to look like in another 12 months from now, next year this time. I'm sure my locks are going to be a lot fuller, a lot longer, and I'm going to be really happy that I was patient throughout my lock journey. And you guys are going to see it. So yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. If you guys have Microlocs or are thinking about starting Microlocs, definitely comment some stuff in the comment section and let me know how your lock journey is going. Also, I'm so ready to get back into the vlogging. Like, I miss vlogging with you guys. I miss going places, taking you places. There's so many different places that I want to go and share those experiences with you guys. So that is definitely coming up on my channel. I'm looking to upgrade to a DJI. Osmo Pocket 3. If y'all don't know what that is, it's those handheld cameras, and I'm going to be getting one of those very, very soon. And once I get my whip, I'm going to be whipping, and we're going to be out here. We're going to start enjoying life a lot more. I'm about to be going to, I'm not going to ruin the surprise for y'all, but subscribe to my channel because June is going up and we're about to do a lot on this channel. So subscribe, share my channel with your fans and family, and yeah, let's go up. I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm uploading every single week, uploading my videos on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. So I'll see you guys next Tuesday night. Y'all have a good one.